Another subtle phenomenon is token boundary artifacts. Because models reason over tokens, not characters, they sometimes behave oddly around token splits. For example, if a rare word is broken into unusual subpieces, the model may struggle with it even though humans find the word trivial. Similarly, prompt engineering tricks sometimes work because they align better with the tokenizer's segmentation patterns. Humans treat numbers like 2024 as a single semantic unit. Tokenizers often split numbers into multiple tokens, especially large or uncommon ones. This can make arithmetic tasks harder for the model because the digits are not processed as a unified concept. Research has shown that alternative tokenization schemes for numbers can significantly improve numerical reasoning. Tokenization also interacts deeply with multilingual capability. A tokenizer trained mostly on English will allocate many tokens to English subwords and fewer to other languages. This creates an implicit bias in representation efficiency. Text in underrepresented languages may require more tokens per sentence, effectively shrinking the usable context window and sometimes degrading performance. Multilingual tokenizers try to balance this by training on diverse corpora, but trade-offs remain. Special tokens are reserved tokens that have structural meaning rather than linguistic meaning. Examples include beginning of sequence tokens, end of sequence tokens, padding tokens, and sometimes instruction delimiters. These tokens guide the model's behavior and are essential for tasks like supervised fine-tuning and chat formatting. Even though they may look trivial, incorrect handling of special tokens can completely break model performance. It is also worth discussing tokenization determinism. Most production tokenizers are deterministic, the same input always produces the same token sequence. However, some training time approaches introduce stochastic segmentation to improve robustness. This can help the model avoid overfitting to a single canonical segmentation and improve generalization, especially for morphologically rich languages. From an implementation perspective, tokenization must be extremely fast. In real-world systems, the tokenizer often runs on the critical path of inference. Efficient implementations use tri-structures, vectorized byte processing, and careful memory layouts to minimize latency. For large-scale deployments, tokenizer throughput can become a serious engineering concern. There is also an emerging discussion about whether current tokenization methods are fundamentally optimal. Some researchers argue that fixed discrete tokenization is a historical artifact and that future models may operate directly on bytes or continuous representations without a hard segmentation step. Others propose adaptive tokenization that changes depending on context or domain. While these ideas are still experimental, they highlight that tokenization remains an active research area. Let's shift to practical implications for model users. When you design prompts, you are indirectly designing token sequences. Small textual changes can significantly change token counts and sometimes model behavior. For example, using unusual spacing, special characters, or long numeric strings can inflate token usage. Understanding your tokenizer allows you to write more efficient prompts and avoid accidental context overflow. Another practical point is cost. Many commercial language model APIs charge per token. This means tokenization directly affects financial cost. Two prompts that look similar in length to a human may differ substantially in token count. Engineers building production systems often include token counting utilities to estimate usage before sending requests. Debugging model behavior sometimes requires inspecting the token sequence itself. When a model gives an unexpected output, looking at how the input was tokenized can reveal the root cause. Perhaps a key term was split into rare fragments, or a special token appeared unintentionally. Advanced practitioners often keep a tokenizer visualizer in their workflow for exactly this reason. For those training models from scratch, tokenizer training data is critically important. The tokenizer learns frequency patterns from its corpus. If the corpus is skewed, the tokenizer will be skewed. This can produce long-tail inefficiencies that persist throughout the model's lifetime. In large-scale systems, teams often spend significant effort curating the tokenizer training dataset separately from the model training dataset. There is also an interesting interaction between tokenization and compression theory. In some sense, a good tokenizer performs a form of statistical compression by allocating short representations to frequent patterns. This is closely related to information theory principles. Efficient tokenization reduces the entropy per token that the model must handle, which can improve learning efficiency. In code modeling, specialized tokenizers often treat programming symbols differently from natural language. For example, snake_case identifiers, camel case names, and indentation patterns may be segmented in domain-aware ways. This can dramatically improve model performance on code tasks. It illustrates again that tokenization is not merely a pre-processing detail but a domain adaptation lever. Emojis, accented characters, and mixed language text can produce surprising token sequences. Byte-level tokenizers handle these more gracefully, but the resulting tokens may not align with human expectations. This sometimes explains why models behave unpredictably on emoji-heavy inputs or heavily formatted text. Another subtle issue is prompt injection via token tricks. Because tokenization can treat visually similar characters differently, attackers sometimes exploit Unicode confusables or unusual spacing to bypass filters. Robust systems often normalize text before tokenization to mitigate these risks. This is an important security consideration in production deployments. Looking forward, there is growing interest in learned tokenization that evolves during model training rather than being fixed beforehand. Some experimental architectures attempt to jointly learn segmentation and language modeling. The promise is better adaptability and possibly improved efficiency, but the engineering complexity is high and the benefits are still being evaluated. As we wrap the conceptual arc, remember the key mental model: the language model never sees your words. It only sees a sequence of token IDs. Tokenization is the translation layer between human language and machine computation. Every quirk in that translation layer propagates upward into model behavior. If you take one practical habit from this discussion, it should be to occasionally inspect token boundaries when working with large language models. Whether you are optimizing cost, debugging outputs, or designing datasets, visibility into tokenization often reveals insights that are invisible at the raw text level. Tokenization may look like a solved pre-processing step, but in reality it is one of the quiet pillars supporting modern AI systems. Its design reflects trade-offs between linguistics, compression, computational efficiency, and system architecture. Understanding it deeply gives you leverage across the entire language model stack.
If you find this video exciting, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. See you in the next AI for Beginners educational video.